Now on Great Day TV, it is my honor and my pleasure to introduce you to, you probably know him already, Randall Newsom. He is the co-host, presenter of the lifestyle show called Lifestyle Live on Wish TV, 10 to 11 a.m. Did I do that all right?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Monday through Friday. And what we're doing here is we were talking about some of our health concerns for folks who are on the air and people may not know, but maybe you can help someone else by disclosing that information. Dr. Mary Gillis talked to you. What's the story?
So there's a story about me, 15 years old, and I was going through something that I had never experienced before. I started feeling this pain in my side, and I'm like, what is happening? And at the time I'm an athlete, so I'm thinking I'll just tough this out. I'll be fine. I'll make it through the day. Well, it turns out I needed to go home, and then I needed to go to the hospital, and then found out there needed to be an emergency surgery. And so it was a lot that happened there. And what we thought was appendicitis actually was something else completely.
Okay. With that in mind, let's take a look at Randall Newsom's story with Dr. Mary Gillis.
Randall Newsom sits on the set of All Indiana. Each day, his personality shines through the screen, smiling, laughing, always cracking jokes. But when Randall was 15 years old, he experienced one of the darkest days of his life. A health scare almost ended it. When we sat down together, he brought me back 16 years ago to when he was a sophomore in high school, the morning he knew something was wrong.
I started feeling a little heavy. Like I started feeling like there's something kind of weighing me down, and I felt a little flu-like, like it was just sluggish and just feeling really just off.
But Randall headed to school anyway, telling himself he'd tough it out. But as the day progressed, so did his symptoms. By 8th period, his last class of the day, Randall found himself slumped over on his desk with a heaviness that he says felt like someone had inserted a 10-pound dumbbell into the right side of his stomach. Instead of heading to baseball practice like he normally would, Randall called his dad, Marcus.
When we get home, I just tell him, I'm just gonna go upstairs and lay down for a little bit, go to my room, just lay down for a little bit. And he was like, yeah, it's probably a good idea. Maybe we can figure out what's going on, but let's just try to get you some rest, and then let's see where we're at.
But he was in too much pain to rest. His dad called the doctor and described Randall's symptoms. The doctor immediately told Randall to do a jump test. A successful jump test looks like this, but Randall's looked like this. His feet didn't leave the ground. He had to go to the emergency room immediately.
Once they did a little bit more testing on me when I got there, they were just like, oh, okay, you probably have appendicitis, but we do need to operate.
The appendix is a finger-shaped pouch on the right side of a person's abdomen. Appendicitis occurs when the organ becomes inflamed, swollen, and infected, and needs to be removed.
I remember sleeping gas. And I remember somebody asking me, oh, so you play sports? And then I was out.
Randall came out of surgery only to find out he wasn't having an appendicitis attack. The result of his illness was from something else. Doctors asked him if he had swallowed something sharp recently, something sharp similar to this useless paperclip I found on my desk. The answer was yes.
They let me know that there was a mass of bacteria that had built up in what they call the cecum, which is close to the appendix, but not the appendix.
A few weeks back, Randall had eaten an apple. When he bit into it, a metal piece of his braces came loose, and he swallowed it. The metal piece punctured a hole in his cecum. For weeks, an infection was building in his system. The doctor told Randall and his dad if he hadn't come to the hospital for surgery when he did, he could have died.
That is weird to think about, the idea that you're not here, but you got a scar that reminds you every day that you could have easily not been here. It's a small incision, but it's a reminder that, you can't take life for granted.
By sharing his story, Randall wants to help you.
If something feels weird, if your body feels off in any kind of way, just get it checked out. It's just not worth it. I've done so many stories here where early detection was the only difference maker. Like not treatment, not anything else. Like the only thing was that person saying, oh, something's wrong, and then going to get it checked out.
Oh, and one more thing.
Don't eat apples when you have braces.
Thank you, Randall. We'll be back with more on Great Day TV.